Welcome to episode 88, miles per hour, baby. It is the 1st of September 2020, so welcome. First of a new month, and I always find that that's a good time to look back over the last month and see what progress you've made, and also look forward to the new month and make plans for the new month. I don't know who said this, but somebody said, excuse me one second, they didn't say that. I said that. Somebody said people massively overestimate what they can achieve in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. So I figure split the difference-ish and go for a month. And hopefully you kind of more or less got it. So I haven't actually done this exercise today. I thought I'd save it for the podcast. So positive things for the month. I guess it was the first kind of full month of Audience Ninja, the agency, and we've worked with 2 clients. They're not upset yet, so we're not doing too bad a job. They're pretty happy, I think. Internally, team communication, we could be doing a better job. I could definitely be doing a better job of managing the guys and giving them tasks, although today that was really my focus, getting a bit more organised and giving more tasks. I gave some feedback to the guys yesterday on my concerns and asked for their feedback and improving our ways of working. So in that first month, we worked out the tools, we worked out some processes, and a few things like that. So that was positive, and the month has finished profitably, if that's even a word, which is obviously very positive when you're in your first throes of a new business. So that's very good. Obviously, big news. I released the Grip the Sky experience, which is big milestone, a big move forward. Initial indications, as I was saying on the podcast yesterday, were that people aren't interacting with it in the way that I hoped, which has been really disappointing. I did a survey today, actually. I sent out a survey to the 74 people, I think, whom I could tell had gone to see it, or kind of gone to see it. They hadn't definitely gone to see it, but they clicked a link through to the social media to maybe go and see it. So we'll see. Some of them already came back and said I haven't looked through it yet, so that's fair enough. But on the survey, I think 80% of respondents said it was on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best. They said it was 5, so it was awesome. And 20% said it was number 4, it was good. And the rest of the feedback was praise and was positive, although there were questions asking, what could I have improved, what didn't you like, etc. So the feedback's been really positive. It's just people haven't interacted with it. I got a message from someone today that made it seem like they didn't realise, I need to confirm this with them tomorrow, but it made it seem like they didn't realise that there was more than one song or one page. So perhaps, I don't know, but perhaps many people got to the first page, didn't realise there was more and didn't carry on. So these are things to look at, and these are why I want to do the surveys and find out, because of course, just because I interact with something in a certain way doesn't mean anybody else does. And in fact, when I watch Simona interact with websites, especially stuff I've done to kind of see how she does, she invariably, handles them very differently to how I do, which gives me some insight into my design process isn't necessarily as obvious or as good as it could be. So it's positive that I got it out the door. Not so great response, but, you build on these things. That's it. You get the data and you improve. Outside of that, just in no particular order, physically, health-wise, definitely improved this month. My strength, my stamina, my body composition is changing. I can see it's becoming more muscular and less fat, which is very positive. So that's really good, because obviously your health is the most important thing. Home education of the kids, I think, has either stayed the same as it was or gone down a bit. I know that Simona's plan over August was really just take the kids to the beach and not worry about the home education side, not worry about what we're doing per se, although we're building up to starting to put together a curriculum, our own curriculum for MENA, so we've got somebody who's going to help us with that, bringing them on board the team. So that is a positive push for this month coming, so hopefully that will change now the weather's kind of changing a bit, so the beach isn't quite as viable as it was. And on that note, we got Simona a laptop, so now she's able to work when I'm working, which will help us because she'll be spearheading the educational side of our various projects. So that's definitely positive, and a step forward. So, I mean, there's definitely been progress this month. I've started in the last 4 or 5 days, I've started my just renamed Romeo Crow's Daily Noodle, my video jams, where I'm just recording myself playing guitar for 2 or 3 minutes a day. And the reason for doing that is very simple. It forces me to play guitar. For example, today I had no time to play guitar, and by the end of the day I really wasn't in the mood, but I didn't want to finish, I didn't want to fail on day 4 or whatever it is. So I went out on the balcony and I played a bit, and actually I came up with a little thing which might form the basis for a song. I don't know. It might even form the basis for a song that somebody's asked me to do and collaborate with them on. And in previous time, I've turned down pretty much all collaborations because I just don't have time. I've got too many projects on. But as you may know, in the last couple of weeks or last week, I've really wanted to turn my attention more towards being a musician again. And I mean, obviously I have to put in the time for Audience Ninja, and that suffered in the last week that I didn't put in the time. But nonetheless, somehow I've got to balance everything and get everything done. And, I figure as a musician, it will probably do me good to collaborate with people and kind of, get used to working with other musicians again and not be so precious. Well, not precious, but I just don't have time. But equally, work faster. That's kind of what I'm looking to do, work faster with the tools I've got, work faster. So when I recorded a vocal last week for the lab for a song, it's the first vocal I've recorded probably in a year or more, and I just went fast. It was just like, let's just get it done, let's not wait for the stars to be aligned, etc. So this guy has asked me to do a song about the night, and it happens to be night when I was playing guitar like half hour ago. So I sat on the balcony and thought, okay, let me just kind of try and feel something that kind of feels like the night. So maybe I'm writing something there. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm kind of trying to open myself up to working more speedily with music so I can bring more music through. Focus this month creatively. I really want to build on this momentum of the Grip the Sky creatively being gone or this vacuum to really jump into the next project. And there are 2 or 3 projects that are really kind of on my mind creatively. The first one is my annual calendar. So I do a wall calendar of travel photography every year, usually like landscapes, maybe buildings. This year there hasn't been much travelling, and I've already done Ischia 2 years ago, so I don't want to repeat that, and I'm not entirely sure which way to go with it. So I think I'll send a couple of thoughts to my mailing list and ask people to vote on what they think. One idea might simply be to pull out photos from previous years' travels, and they won't be a particular theme, they'll be kind of all over the place. I've never put myself in the photos, but maybe I could do a calendar of myself, which seems a bit it seems a bit egotistical, but then I guess most artist calendars, they have calendars of themselves each year. I don't know. I'll ask. Probably no one wants to see my Muggins face, so that'll be fair enough. But we'll see. But it's September, so it's probably a good time to be focusing on that, or at least making moves on that. So that's one project. Second project that I want to focus on musically is A Blind Eye to Love, my first LP long play album. Got 12 songs, they're probably 75% done, so I want to bring them through. These are definitely the best sculptured and crafted songs that I've written, because I really put time into these ones, and they're a collection that sits together nicely. So I want to get that done. That's going to be a huge project, because I'm going to do another experience launch of that. So there's a whole lot to collate, but first I must just finish the music, so that might be the main musical project. And at some point I'd love to get back to writing. My screenplay, the first screenplay is the first draft's done, but it does need a second draft, and I want to get cracking on a second screenplay and or maybe the novel. I'm crazy, there's no time for any of this stuff, and launching 2 other kind of ventures as well on the educational side, so I don't know how it's all going to work, but I live in permanent optimism that somehow I'm going to make it work and and be a good father and a good husband. So I don't know how it is going to be. So yeah, that's the day. In terms of my actual day today, I really focused on trying to delegate actually is what I focused on. I tried to focus on getting on top of tasks for the clients and really putting stuff out to the guys on the team and really starting to move stuff off my plate, even stuff that I can do. But I really, if I'm going to get any of these projects done, find fulfillment and satisfaction and then a proper outlet for my desires of creative work, etc., then I must learn to delegate really strictly and really, not harshly, but just something comes in, I must just push it out. If it's not key, push it out. So that's what I was doing today, getting organised on that score. So that's it. That's basically been my day. Not as long as yesterday, thankfully, but still a long way to go before I feel like I'm on top of creative projects and kind of doing what I feel I'm really meant to be doing, which is, creating music, creating stories, novels and screenplays, creating photos and creating films eventually. So the thing is, that hasn't changed since I was about 14. I seem to remember that being my desire, and that's never changed. What needs to change is me making more time to do it all. We'll see. So that's where I am today. Tomorrow's another day, and we'll see what it brings, and we'll see what I can do with it. And that's all I've got for you. If you've got anything for me, come to Twitter @Romeo Crow and let me know. And then I can say, aha, maybe I'm not the only crazy one here. Or something along those lines. Not that I'm calling you crazy, but So cool. Take care, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, champ. Bye.